live. Joe, Nate, Barry, Sam, Connor, Sarah, Mike. Everybody's here.
Okay. One wouldn't be bigger. We're on the approval of minutes. Any questions? Anybody get a chance to look at?
Make a motion to approve the previous month's minutes.
Second?
Sam and Connor.
All in favor?
7-0.
That's water quality.
This is a continuation of this applicant's process. So, I guess as part of the dredging, that he has to get a water quality certification, so they went to DEM for that. So that's this public notice. So last month we had the Army Corps, last year we had the CRMC public notice. So I think as this works through the system, it's just hitting all of these different agencies for public notice.
Old business. Harbor management plan update.
I don't have any new updates for you. Still waiting to hear back from CRMC and DEM.
Okay. The online GIS map of SK rights away.
Yep, I met with Tracy Owens, who is the new GIS coordinator and also planner. We talked about what you folks were interested in. She looked at what Jay had been working on, so she's gonna try and start digging into it, see if there's things that she sees that she could bring. I offered if she wanted to come in and speak with you guys, that was an option. So it's on her radar.
At one point, I made a list of the variables that we want to display. It's like less than all of them, and maybe worth giving that to her.
Sure.
We discussed it a long time ago, I think, in this group, but
Yeah, if you want to just resend, so I know I have the
Yep.
the accurate, up-to-date one that you want to provide, and I may have already given that to her, so I did send her a bunch of stuff, but yeah, if you want to just send that to me and I'll give it to her, send it off to her.
Okay, number 3, the rights away. 10 and 11. Nothing new.
No, we did finally receive the CRMC assent to do the work at Lake Ave. I've solicited vendors to do basically the earthwork for the drainage, the stormwater treatment, and the realigning the gravel road. The facilities department took delivery of all the lumber to build the kayak racks, so they're in process of building those. So I'm hopeful at minimum we'll be able to get the racks down there, and my goal is to get that earthwork done this spring. In talking with some landscapers, CRMC wants new plantings by May 15th. We won't have even conquered the knotweed at that point. So we're going to talk to CRMC and see if they can revise that. They seemed pretty hard on that. That was one of the things they pointed out. But we're going to have to do more chemical treatments down there to take care of the knotweed. So everything's moving, not as quickly as I would have liked, but it's all going. I'm hopeful we can advertise now for people to register. Some of the people on the mooring software have already done that because the link is there on their page, on their account, so they can do that. So we'll get that out to the public shortly once I have a better grasp of the timeline, and let people register for that.
Okay,
We're not doing anything at Washington Street, right?
We are,
Yeah.
yep. That's, the Lake Ave one was a heavier lift, so I didn't wanna bog down, the process with the Washington Street. The Washington Street is I've been talking with CRMC about it. It's a buffer zone thing because even though there's a clearing, we're gonna maintain that clearing. So hopefully this will be a quick thing, and then we'll have the, facilities department build those racks too.
Cool.
okay, boats and waterways ordinance revisions.
It's on you guys, wherever you wanna be on that, wherever you wanna take it.
We postponed it from the last meeting because of the duration of the last meeting, right?
Yes. Yeah, you didn't do anything with it last meeting.
Sounds like that's the same thing for this one. We just pass it along to next month.
Okay.
Okay, coastal road for the right-of-way water survey monumentation.
I'm still waiting for Public Services to finalize their edits on that so that we can advertise it.
Parking lot at Marine Park.
That is scheduled to have the bid, for that on the April 13th town council agenda for them to review and hopefully approve. We had to do some back and forth with the vendors to get into budget, but I think we've got that where we're at least in what we have available in the budget to get done. And the Parks Department was able to reclaim some pilings from Old Mountain Field from that project, which hopefully we can repurpose for that boundary that we talked about with the rope, so that the parking lot's divided for a trailer parking section and a car parking section.
The people up in Quonset that do all the dock stuff, they gave me a lot of stubby sections of nice pilings, like 6 foot,
Okay.
and they would just donate them to the land trust. We were using up at parking areas and stuff.
All right.
So you might contact them at some point, see if they get a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, if we need them,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let you know.
Marina Park Town Farm Master Plan.
We're just leaving this on there. This is,
Yep.
will be partially funded beginning July 1.
Be continued.
That plan, it's a different committee that's running that though, right?
No.
Not us, okay. So
Yeah, yep. It'll be you guys in the rec commission.
got it.
Yeah, just because it's a park. But I think probably you guys will spearhead most of the Marina Park side of things.
Got it.
And 8, the formerly leased docks, so I took it, might reword that,
Yeah, what do you want me to call it?
just the waterfront lease.
Waterfront?
Yeah. Just so nobody thinks we're getting the docks.
Yep, we can do that. The only other thing is in your packet, there's 2 letters. The town has applied for congressional directed spending for a bunch of projects. One of the projects that made the cut was funding replacing the docks and adding public access to that area over there. There was a time-sensitive application where the manager's office asked for support from the Waterfront Advisory Commission. So they asked if Mike, as the chair, could sign that form letter that they put together on your behalf, and if you guys would be willing to review that and, move it as you like, whether it's a motion or, some type of approval or review or affirmation or whatever, just because he signed it and submitted it on your behalf. With the understanding you guys probably would be okay with improvements to Marina Park, funding for that. So it basically focused on replacing the docks and public access enhancements to that section over there.
Are they gonna remove the old docks?
That's what it sounded like. I didn't get that in writing, but I had asked the management at Ram Point about that when the lease was up, what their plans were for the docks. And they said that those were they were less crispy than the docks out by the fuel dock because they were in the shade. So they were gonna repurpose those for out there, is what they told me. They're not in great shape anyway, but they're in better shape, I guess, than some of the docks, but they would need to be replaced down the road anyway.
Town staff drafted this for signature.
Yes.
So do we need a motion to retroactively approve it? Or?
I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but it's always good to have something on the record if you folks concur or if you disagree, that, you know, you've all reviewed it and you've made some type of motion that affirms the decision or doesn't affirm the decision, so that the town council can see that, and also, you know, the congressional delegation, if they were looking for that, it would be heard, it was heard in a public meeting.
I make a motion to affirm the positions outlined in both the letter to Senator Reed and Magaziners.
Second.
Alright,
All in favor? Aye.
7-0.
7-0. Indian Lake plan, management plan.
Yeah, this will be another one that just kinda hangs out there while this is going forward. I'll update as I have updates. I don't have any new updates for this month on that. It's in process.
Same with Saugatucket.
Same with Saugatucket, yeah. We just wanna keep those on there. I don't know if we talked about the Conservation Commission and the sustainability, I guess they were called a commission, Sustainability Commission. That doesn't sound right to me, but I guess that's what they're called. The sustainability dissolved, and the members resigned, and then they were dissolved. But then I think they reconstituted it as basically under the Conservation Commission's charter, and some of those people were put into that. So they're in the past, a lot of this stuff was kind of taken by the Conservation Commission, but it kind of fell by the wayside a little bit, so I just wanted to ensure that it's being heard in public meetings and that we're kind of keeping tabs on that stuff. Since it's stuff that's coming through me, I'll just keep you guys informed on
Hydrilla.
it. Same thing, I think last month we had the kiosk, but maybe not the sign up. The sign is complete and on the kiosk. If you go by Warden's Pond, you can take a look at that. The mailers have been mailed, the postcards to the abutters. The Friends of Warden's Pond did get some people contacting them as a result of those mailers, so that's good. They're still working on developing their 501c3 organization to get grants and things of that nature. I think they have a board now, mission statement, things of that. They've been meeting monthly. I've been going to their meetings. And if anybody's interested, I can forward you that information. The goal will be to have, you know, a community organization that's really focused on managing that resource and helping manage that resource and kind of doing what Indian Lake was able to do. There was talk of $500,000 congressional directed spending being allocated for herbicide treatment over there. I don't know if that has moved through Congress or not, but they seem to be pretty positive about that.
And Narrow River Boat Ramp.
I'm gonna leave this on there unless you guys don't want me to, just because I know we've had some public interest in this. And, you know, I do annually check in with DEM to see where we are. I think we talked last month that there's no money in the fund for the boat ramps. Right now, there's $150,000 for the whole state in that fund. So funding's the biggest problem, and then also determining those title issues, which Narrow River Preservation Association did do some pro bono work with their legal, team and provided that to DEM. Where that goes, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to keep on there, because it's one of the only things that has decent parking.
It's really, yeah, I mean, you have the town, Narragansett town property on the other side, but really, that's the boat ramp for that water body, so.
If there's anything we can do to inch it along.
Yeah, and I think there's been interest from the public, you know, at times, so.
Do you think it'd be something that Jim Manny could go poke around?
I mean, possibly, I don't know if that's something he's interested in doing or what, but,
Yeah, rather than just let it languish
Yeah.
without any tweaking.
yeah,
Probably good to put some
yeah,
tweaks.
can bring it to his attention and see
Yeah.
what he thinks.
Yep. Because if it's gonna come at us saying, you know, public access, well, make it usable.
Yeah.
Patrol, NRO, proposed operating budget.
Yeah, so I provided you folks, so in your packet is the slideshow version that was at the workshop we had with the town council. It's a little more succinct. If you want to look at the hard copy of what I sent you, which is everything that, any page that discussed NRO in the budget document, there's a hard copy in front of you, and I also sent it to you electronically. It was pretty lengthy, so I didn't figure you guys needed me to print it all out for you to have in your packets tonight. The take-home points on it are, they've decided to change the funding from the various departments, so public services and planning will no longer contribute to my salary, and it will be split 50-50 between the police department and the rec department. And then there's a one-time increase for one of those tent garages to keep the boat and trailer inside in the winter rather than having to shrink wrap it. Also, we can work on it if we need to. It'll keep the trailer out of the weather when it's being stored. Can store some other things in there as well. Kind of gives me like a little place to do work out of the weather on all our various things, buoys, boats, trailers, as well as giving us that winter protection for the new boat.
Do
So.
they have a regular vendor for those types of things?
Yeah, I did some homework, and there's Rhino Shelters out of Connecticut, which was a better deal than Shelter Logic, and seemed to get better reviews. So that's what I based the request on. But yeah, there's a number of different vendors.
Yeah, I used Shelter Logic, and the first one I put on lasted 16 years.
Yeah,
Cover, it was really good.
yeah. A lot of people are saying that the Rhino shelters are more durable.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm just going by
Yep,
people's reviews of them.
okay.
So, you know, if you guys, usually you'll review the budget and you'll make a motion, whether you support it, don't support it, want to see revisions, whatever that might be. I think, just confirm that there wasn't anything else to call to your attention, but I think it was the shelter. Everything's, you know, there's software and maintenance things now because we have the software at the CD3 machine. Some of the software licenses we need for the various programs we use have gone up. The shelters under the commodities, and then just the cost of doing business, like on maintenance and things like that. That's all gone up.
You get on this column on the second page.
Well, the percent increase is also gonna be a little skewed because of the reallocation to the two departments.
Yeah,
So that's gonna show an increase too.
yeah, 70%.
Yeah, so that's probably because of the reallocation, because you see there's a 13.92% or 14.37 total, I guess. And 71% on the police department. So that's, you know, you took 15% out of public services and 10% out of planning. They
Yeah.
previously funded it, and so that's how they reallocated it.
Great. Good.
I think
So,
health insurance is up like 12% this year, so
Nice.
it's all that stuff.
Anybody wanna make a motion on this?
Make a motion, no objection to the budget as presented.
Second.
Is that Nate on the second?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye, by all.
1-0.
Okay, patrol boat, safe boat. Shut mouth and loose lip and mooring renewals.
Is it in hand yet?
Not yet. I had a video call today. We did a video walkthrough on it. It's waiting for, I just sent you guys this at the end of the day, but it's waiting for basically the,
You got a sailboat.
how about that? Why is that not showing? Okay. It's waiting for the quality assurance team to review it. So they do all their work, and then they will. Everybody kind of clears, and then a new team comes in and goes through the whole boat with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that it all passes muster and there's no issues or anything like that. And then from there, then it'll get transferred to the logistics team, who will contact me for shipping and delivery. So,
Is that inspection team third party?
I don't. It doesn't sound like it, no.
If they're doing military, they usually have the QC people who
That's-
work with the
yeah.
creation, and then the QA people.
That's what they say. QA, I think.
The QA is a separate division.
Yeah.
They report, they have to report by government mandate, report directly to the CEO to give you that separation,
Yeah.
but with internal employees.
I'm not sure. I just taught a class on Saturday, and I used this exact setup, and it was all on there.
Oh yeah, you did the boaters.
Yeah.
thing? How'd that go?
Good.
How many people?
We had 14
Oh,
that took the class.
pretty good turnout.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I don't know why. Sorry, guys. Screen. Should probably ask Nate or somebody.
I got nothing, it looks like it's not I see something, is it like
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
extended, not duplicated or something?
And then the control pan, yeah, that's what I was looking for, is like the multiple screens system, right? Maybe under display.
If you're brave, there's like a function button and a
These
bunch of,
displays.
like,
Duplicate
F1,
these
2, 3, 4,
displays?
5, you can just start hitting those. There we go.
Yes. Hey. Alright. So this picks up where you guys left off on the last one, which really the only new things are the graphics are on. The agency markings, and we talked about that. That was kind of some of the issues with the amount of real estate that was available on the boat. And then this is the canvas that went on. There's the side and that aft piece. Same thing with the other side, and there's also, I don't know if you can see it in this, whoops. No, it's not on there, but there's canvas pieces that are gonna go over the entire console, also the upper section, where all the radios are up there, and the seats, and also this aft seat. So all the canvas and all the electronics and everything will have canvas covers that go over it to protect it all. Plus, there's all the plastic covers that go on the screens and all that stuff as well. The canvas on the winch back there and on the tow reel. I think that's it. That's where we are on that. Any questions on that one? The jet dock, they were gonna come this week to set it up with the boat, but we're gonna have the boat, so we're pushing that off. Hopefully
What is
they
the
can-
expected arrival date?
I asked that today, and I said, it sounds like maybe next week they'll have a better idea. He was gonna connect me with the logistics guy to see. I said, I'm not gonna hold you to it, but it would be nice to, it sounds like they're done.
Yeah.
And they showed me the Connex box that has like the P6 pump in it, and like all the other accessories that they're loading onto the boat, like everything's there, ready to go, and all the construction's done. So I think other than that review and then scheduling it to be shipped, they'll check it, then they'll clean it, detail it, shrink wrap it,
Yep.
ship it.
Is that a roll chine? Is that part of the boat?
This right here? Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep. So that basically,
Like you could turn on a dime.
that boat basically will hold the water. You can turn at a high rate of speed, and it just carves right through. Like it lays mostly flat, and it just carves right through. Yeah. Yeah, it's a performance fin or something. I don't know if that's a technical term, but
What's it made out of?
it's part of the hull.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jet dock.
As far as I know, we're good to go on the new slip assignment. We're not there yet, so until that's a done deal, we'll just leave that on there. Renewals for the moorings are out. This seems to be going well. That's all I got.
Okay. On to next meeting for May 7th.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?